You meet someone. The conversation flows. They're warm, they're attentive, they seem genuinely interested in you. And something in you lights up. By the third date, you're already imagining a future. By the second week, you're checking your phone constantly. By the first month, your entire emotional state is tied to how they're treating you that day. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you know it's too fast. You know you don't really know this person yet, but the feeling is already so strong it almost doesn't matter. This is not you being dramatic. This is not you being immature. There is a specific psychological reason this keeps happening, and once you understand it, the pattern starts to make a lot more sense. Here's the first thing you need to know. Getting attached quickly is not a sign that you love deeply or feel more than other people. It is a sign that your nervous system is searching for something. People with anxious attachment, which we cover in depth on this channel, grow up in environments where emotional closeness was inconsistent. Sometimes the warmth was there, sometimes it wasn't. And the child in that environment learns one thing very early. When connection is available, hold on to it because it might not last. That lesson gets carried into adulthood. So when someone new shows warmth and attention, your nervous system does not register it as a nice beginning. It registers it as relief, like water after a long thirst. And you attach to that feeling fast because part of you is always braced for it to disappear. There is also something happening in your brain chemistry during those early stages that makes this harder to control than most people realize. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist at Rutgers University, spent years studying the brain activity of people who had just fallen in love. What she found was striking. The early stages of romantic attraction activate the same dopamine reward circuits as addiction. The same regions, the same chemical response. This means that a new person who makes you feel good is, neurologically speaking, triggering the same kind of craving system as a substance your brain wants more of. And for someone with anxious attachment, whose baseline emotional state in relationships is already one of low-level alertness, that hit of warmth and attention is even more powerful. The contrast between how you usually feel and how this new person is making you feel is enormous, and that contrast is part of what creates the intensity. You are not falling for the person yet, not really. You are falling for how they make you feel, and those two things are very different, even though in the beginning they are almost impossible to separate. There is a third thing driving this that almost nobody talks about. When you get attached quickly, you are usually filling in the gaps. You do not actually know this person fully yet. There are whole parts of them that are still hidden, still unrevealed, still unknown. But your mind does not sit comfortably with those gaps, so it fills them in. It takes the warmth they have shown you and uses it to build a complete picture of who they are. It assigns them qualities they may or may not actually have. It creates a version of them that is largely a projection of what you are hoping for. Psychologists call this idealization, and it's extremely common in anxious attachment, because when you are deeply hungry for a secure connection, the person who first shows up with warmth becomes, in your mind, the answer to that hunger. Before they've had the chance to show you who they actually are, the attachment at that point is not really to them, it's to the idea of them. And that's why it can feel so devastating when reality eventually catches up and the person turns out to be more complicated than the version your mind created. So what do you do with all of this? The first thing is to slow down the conclusions, not the feelings. You do not have to stop feeling excited about someone new. The feelings are not the problem. The problem is when you let those early feelings make decisions, when you start rearranging your life, your emotions, and your sense of safety around someone you have known for 3 weeks. Let the feelings be there. Just do not build a house on them yet. The second thing is to stay curious about who this person actually is, rather than confirming the picture you have already built. Ask questions. Watch how they behave over time.
Notice inconsistencies, not with suspicion, but with honest attention. Let them reveal themselves rather than deciding who they are in advance. The third thing is to keep your own life full. This sounds simple, but it is deeply important. When your life outside of a new relationship is rich, when you have friendships, interests, and a sense of identity that exists independently, a new person becomes an addition to something solid. But when your life feels empty or lonely before they arrived, they become a lifeline. And that is too much weight to put on someone you barely know, and too much vulnerability to hand to someone who has not yet earned it. Getting attached quickly is your nervous system doing what it was trained to do. It's not a character flaw, but it is a pattern that will keep costing you in relationships that collapse under the weight of expectations they were never ready to hold, until you understand what is driving it. Now you do. If you want to understand where this pattern comes from at the root, the full psychology behind anxious attachment, and why your brain works this way in love, I made a complete video covering all of it. It's the foundation of everything on this channel. The link is on your screen right now. Go watch it next.